Hi everyone, welcome to our workshop. This is Metaverse theme Hackathon top of OASIS opening session, and thank you for joining us. I'm Chi. I'm the PR manager from aelf team, and this is my coworker Ian, R&D director from aelf team.
Hi.
你去你自己的那就行。
I'm Ian, and I will walk you through the usage of aelf commands and aelf-cli, developing of aelf smart contract, and give you a translate demo of aelf contract.
Hi guys. Sorry, I was offline in my in my screen, and I'll continue here with Ian. And before you guys jumping into the sea, that Ian will just give you a brief introduction about the whole technology stuff. I would like to give you a very brief introduction about aelf team and our inaugural top of OASIS Metaverse theme hackathon at the very first beginning. So aelf has developed an open source blockchain network that powered by cloud computing. Our Midnight is designed with a multi-level sidechain structure, and this structure enables unlimited scalability on the road to a decentralized future. With our platform, users can access to a single solution that breaks every single industrial bottlenecks, including but not limited to the cross-chain function and the performance, which ours is at 35,000 per sidechain. The top of OASIS Metaverse Hackathon is co-organized by aelf and Dora Hacks. We are holding this event to support early-stage projects and ideas that could be the game changers. The hackathon aims to enlarge aelf developer community that will help projects grow and eventually land within aelf Midnight. We prepared a press pool that was a total of $680,000 for a total of 5 racing tracks. Namely, they are GameFi, DeFi, NFT, Web3, and DAO. Within the press pool, there are a $500,000 seed fund that is specially used for the promotion of GameFis. The seed fund will be distributed to the promising GameFis that will soon landing on aelf. So per the network, the hackathon has fetched out to global intelligence as well as judges from the industrial leading institutes such as NoNSec, RocketX, Bounty Block, Bitman, Zephyrine Venture, Microsoft, Tencent, IEEE, and we're having more to come. Here is the brief information. If you would like to know more, you can subscribe this channel for the latest updates on the primer workshops from aelf. Or you can simply email us at social@aelf.io or send us a message to the admin in aelf Telegram community. We will be very willing to answer any of your questions, and we will support you from every dimension that will secure you a smooth hackathon experience. And that's all I would like to talk. For the rest of this workshop, Ian will bring you guys into his coding world, and I'll be here to help if any translation is needed. And Ian, please go on.
Okay. So she just gave a half brief introduction, and so I will just ignore this part. And this is a hint. I will introduce this later. So
Hold on 1 second.
So I'll just start from the second part, the usage of aelf command. 3 years ago, we published a tool called aelf command, written by Node.js, and as a simple tool to manage your wallet. And this tool is still the easiest one to help you to create an aelf account. Another way you may find is our NetAelf Chrome extension, or the aelf official wallet, that is a smartphone application. And I will show you how to use this, how to use this command line to create your account in the next few minutes. And if you have already have one aelf account, you can just be relaxed in this part because for next I will introduce you another tool, and we are preparing to use this CI to manage your wallet, and this tool is more helpful in this hackathon. But should be aware that this the aelf-cli, no, not aelf command, aelf-cli is still in the very initial developing stage, and I will talk about this later. And first of all, you need to use the npm I command to install the aelf command tool. And for more information, you may go through the you may go through this this link. It starts from docs.aelf.io, and the command line interface is located in the last full reference part. And I will assume you just installed the aelf command, and now you can use command create to maybe create your first aelf command, aelf account, and you can optionally to record your mechanics, and also you can store that as a JSON file to your local machine. You just enter a password. For me, just 128. Okay. In this way, your account will shift to this file and is secreted. And in the future, you must use this password to decrypt this file and to use your private key to sign the transaction. And also you can see clear from the PowerPoint. And there are other commands you can use to manage your wallet, like load wallet from your private key. From the private key you just stored in that directory, and also show wallet info you already have. And for more documentation, you can just check this link. And I will skip this part because I just want to for now, the aelf command is the fastest way to create your aelf account, and the aelf-cli is more important in this hackathon. So here comes our new command line tool. This project is just launched a few days ago, and obviously is a work in progress. And at least the wallet part is not ready because the logic to generate the aelf account is not standard. It's not really follow the standard. I'm still working with that. And that's why currently I suggest you to use the previous one to generate an aelf account. Now we have 5 major features already developed to this tool. First one is you can start a private aelf blockchain. Use the command aelf start. It's very easy. So it's just a private aelf blockchain, and it can use in-memory storage, and just to produce block one by one. Like currently the height is 9, and this is the first feature. Second one is to configure the endpoint of aelf node you're gonna connect with your wallet. Okay, I'll just close this because it's waste of memory. Okay, so the second feature is some config stuff. You can configure endpoint, account, and password to interact the F blockchain through this endpoint. If you started a private blockchain, if you started the blockchain with aelf-start, you can configure the endpoint as localhost, and this IP is our test NF4 node of aelf testnet mainchain. And if you want to test, do some test of your contract or just test the basic functions of aelf, you can configure this endpoint, and others is your account and password. And for me, I will show you my config list. Yeah, my password of this address is a weird string. So yeah, the third one is actually interact with the endpoint you configured is call and send call and send option, or you can see that is a command to follow these parameters. You can interact with a configured endpoint. And the fourth one is take aelf tokens from our aelf testnet mainchain. Just before that, you should just make sure your configured account and password is correct. Then execute aelf-for-set take to get 100 aelf. This is just 100 aelf from the for-set contract of our testnet. We set a limit. You can just get 100 aelfs every 3 hours, I think. And the last, maybe the most important one, is to generate a contract development template. You can use the new command with your contract name to generate a aelf contract project. Actually, it is a C# project. Okay, I just this is a way to install this aelf-cli. So you can just follow the way in the slide, and I won't talk more about that. And it's clone and user.net to install. Next, I will show you. Maybe I want to set it to a new workshop. Okay. Yeah. Should. Okay. Type your contract name. It's just a demo. Then this contract will be generated in current directory. And yeah, if you open it, the directory name is, or the file name is just generated. You can rename it to another one. Contract. Okay. Then the next step is just double click this CSLN file. Then you can see the project is already prepared for you. Okay. So in next step, we have some instructions to step by step tell you how to develop aelf smart contract. And the first one is already done. Use aelf new to generate a contract project from a template, then yeah, rename is already done. And the third one is this profile. You can use this profile to define your contract methods and messages. For me, in this scenario, the profile named demo contract, you can just delete these comments. Okay, and in this part, I will finish a simple get and set method pair, get and set. This site. And another one is get. I want to change this name. Or if you use set, you can't use the empty type as a input. So it's demo input or just demo message. Better to start from a little. And yeah, maybe you want get a output from the site method. And in app contract, we have two types of methods. The definition start from RPC is a method, but we have two types of method, as I said before. The first one is the action method. You can keep it like that. And the second one is a get method. And if you want to define a get method, you need a new line. Sometimes you may forget. Let me see. No. Yeah, just copy this file. If the RPC part contains this line, it means when you call this method, you won't change the state of aelf network. And if you call the method and who doesn't have this line, it means you may change the what state of aelf during calling this method, or actually it is calling by a transaction. So I think I finished this part. Let's see when I want to build this project, it may give me an error. Yeah. Okay. I forgot to remove this code because it's generated from the template, and I delete the hello. Let's do it again. Oh, it's build success. Okay. The thing I want to show you is a handle with a situation. If I change the output of the get method to string value, this is normal in gRPC or Google Protobuf. It's just a normal type, and sometimes you just forget to import the proto file, and but if you build with build the project leaving this, and you will get a getting error message is very 就是
Yes.
how to say 模糊
Vague.
Okay.
Blur. Vague.
Okay. Vague. Very vague. And in this you can just copy this command and execute this manually. But don't forget to cd to the contractor. Okay, already done. Oh, okay. And they just leave the message. I typed yesterday. Let me see. Okay. Operation not committed. Maybe I know. Elf contract. Yeah. I just found a ROM directory, and if you execute this manually, you can see the detail of this error, and this is not defined, so I know I forget to import a wrapper.portal file, and next time it will be succeeded. Yeah. And let's see the fourth step is already done, and the fifth is at a contract state. Because I want to implement a set and get method pair, so I need a state to really store a string, like I defined here. Really store a string to the elf generic. You can call it work state or generic ledger or just a state. In this part, you have two ways to define this state. Single. Another is string state. String state is the first way, but it's not not a necessary way to use a string state. Demo string. Demo value. Okay. Sorry. Another way is more 通用.
Universal.
Yeah, more universal. You can use single state and add a string as a generic type to define this state. And since you have a state defined in the A class inherent from contract state, and you can set any value to the elf network and get it from yeah, I can see that is store and fetch data from this property. Okay. Sorry. I don't know what happened to this. Okay. The last one is override a method defined in the protocol. I defined two methods. So just override it one by one. The first is site. Last one is get. Okay. To get this value, you can just return the. Okay, get the value. Demo value, dot value, value. That's all. And if you want to set that method, implement the set method, just give it the values, okay? And this is, so for now, I for nearly completed this method, and next time, and next step, I will show you how to. It's like a require in Solidity. We use the assert, and you must make sure the first condition is true. Then the code can be executed step by step. The next code will be executed. So I will just add an imitation once or count. Should less than 10. No message. Need to ouch. If I rebuild this project, I almost done the set and get pair. Oh, I forget one step is to test this contract. We prepared a test project for this, and a test start is already generated for you. So you can directly call the. Oh, sorry, I need to rebuild this one too, and because the protofile is the protobuffer is not generated. The code stop set. You need to use send a sync to if you want to change the state of aelf network. And at first I use a small string to call. Yeah. Actually, this will generate a transaction, and this transaction will be executed in the backend. Then I can get this string via the get method. Without oh, empty is okay. Value should be 4. Let's run this test. Should be passed. It's so slow. Okay. And then I will add a new test case, which is use a large value to test the assertion in the imitation I've added before. Obviously, it's equal. It's greater than 10 strings. Then, yeah, an error we will see at this time the test case shall not pass. Yeah, because demo message is too large, as I asserted it before. And if you know exactly one method cannot execute it, and you can use the send with exception, then this test case can be passed. Okay. It meanwhile, if the method can be passed and you use this method to execute that, the test won't pass. Just change it to normal. Okay. I finished this part. By the way, the aelf-cli is still work in progress. I said maybe 10 minutes ago, and any enhancement will be very welcome on our side. So if you have any idea, just launch a project to join the Web3 track in the hackathon, and we'll be appreciate that the communities can help us to improve this tool, and any idea will be good. Okay. Let's go to the last part. After a simple demo with a pair of site and get method, you should be almost know how to develop an ELF smart contract. At least some basic steps. For the last part, I will show you a more complicated demo. It's quadratic funding contract. I translated the origin Dorhacks contract funding contract, which is written by Solidity, to an F smart contract, which you can see is written by the by C#. So I will explain how to translate from the EVM contract to F contract. So let's start. Just again, follow the steps I mentioned above. And yeah, let's directly jump to the third step. Check the contract funding portal. I defined some methods and messages here. And obviously, these states are this name is a copy from the origin contract. But for me, the real step is to find all the states they defined. Let me check. Let's extract the states from the origin contract. a boy called initialized, and I use initialize method, but I just assert this is known to judge whether this contract is initialized. So I don't need this state. And another is owner. I copy that owner, and the text point. In Solidity, it can be an uint, onside int 256, and in ELF, I think int 64 is already enough. And tax, I don't care the access control of this field, because if you don't want to explore the real estate, you can just don't write the view method in ELF. Can't run. Actually it can't run the number. I just copy the name and start time, end time, and voting unit. Start and voting unit. Interval, basic voting. Yeah, interval and basic voting unit. Yeah, basic voting unit. And a structure called project. And this structure must be defined in our profile. You can see the project. Message project. Yeah. Round create at votes. And maybe this is better. If I okay. And some other states. And the events, they have 4 events, so I copied all of them to define these messages as events. Use a is event dot equals true. Use this option to define the event in ELF. And I changed the grammar because in our others contract, we use this formal to show it is an event in via its name. Yeah, I explained most of the states I copied from the contractive funding, arranging contract funding contract, and there is the only owner. In this modifier, for this modifier, we don't have the equivalent or counterpart in ELF contract, so I defined the only owner methods in a single file, and yeah, I define a private method called assert send is owner. It will check the contract is whether the contract is initialized and whether the context send is the owner, which is set before when during the initialization of this contract. As you can see, this is the initialize method. So for all the methods symboled by only owner, let me check. Yeah, marked by only owner. I add this line in the first line of these methods. And this is only owner, and I almost copied the logic of the origin contract to just translate it to ELF to C# to make an ELF quadratic founding contract. And let's take one example, like the round over. Where the round over? Okay. Oh, just count round +1, and you can see other. I just add some new assertion example, assertion exception to be more security. Let's view a view method like ranking list. I changed it to get ranking list. I think, yeah, get ranking list. In app project, if you want to check the implementation of one contract, you can add a bracket to search. Yeah, this is implementation. The logic is almost the same, but I just use some C# grammar. Yeah. In this part, I would just want to provide a learning stuff or study stuff to help you to usually write F smart contract more easy. You can sorry. You can get the contract code. You can get the contract here. I found someone to publish this link, and just clone this code and compare with the hack Solana contract, and you will see some comments and differences between Solidity contract and ELF contract. So maybe I finished my part.
Wow.
Any questions? Sorry.
Yeah, we have a lot of questions. So I'm seeing a lot of questions from two Matts. I believe both of them are our super community users, as they are asking questions about our recent launched nude election. So hi Matt and Mate. I'm hoping that we can answer your questions here. So first one first. What is the benefit after the nude election? So I would like to answer you this question. So nude election is a very important keystone in the whole ELF roadmap. With some more invited outside news, ELF will be able to see like holding a decentralized network that is analyzed by different news that located all over the world. And the nodes themselves are the decision makers within ELF ecosystem. While they are responsible for running the network itself, they can enjoy the profits such as deciding the transaction fee on different settings, or they will be valued more weight in some certain kind of governance proposals. Also, the news will, once invited, the news will help the explosion or the extension of of network, they will invite more of their network onto aelf. And basically, I'm hoping my answers could answer your question. And let's move on. This is from Matt Nahanias. So he asked, is this running in C#? In general, most projects runs on Solidity. Is that right? Yes, it is. And Ian, can you give him a brief answer?
Yeah. And for other projects, no, it's other blockchain projects. They always use EVM as their environment to execute smart contract. But for app initial design, we think the EVM they can't. We can't make the transaction executed parallel in EVM, so we abandoned the EVM at the first time, and we use C# and to develop our own contract executing environment. Maybe that's the answer.
Yeah, so I believe what Ian means is C# works better for our system, and our system is unique, it's different from others. It's so far we can see it's super user friendly comparing to the development of projects on Ethereum that use Solidity. And another question. In total, how many nodes will aelf need? I'll answer this question. Yeah, my part, I can do this. So far, we have 11 nodes in total within our midnight. And on this this Thursday, which is 2 days later, we will invite 2 more outside nodes to our midnight. And by the end of this year, after Christmas, the final last Thursday, we will have a total of 17 nodes that runs of midnight, and next year we will have 2 more, and so is the future years. Well, let me wrap up a little bit. So by the end of this year, we will have 17 nodes, 17 in total on our midnight, and from the beginning of next year, we will add 2 more production nodes to our midnight every year. And that's it. I think this is the last question, also from Matt Nahanias. So after this hackathon, will aelf help the developers? I mean, those projects who win the prize.
Of course. We prepared a shared section for the developers who join the hackathon. It means you can deploy your contract with a few fees maybe, or just free to run your business on the aelf section.
Yeah. Also, aelf developer community will also help the launch projects if they have any technical problems, technical issues, or they have anything to reach out to more users. Like I said at the very first beginning, we will try our best to help the landing of the projects from every dimensions to ensure to secure a very smooth experience of your hackathon. I think that's all questions. Again, thank you all. Yes, I think I just received another inquiry. If I'm alone and I don't have teammates, is that possible? I can join that. Yes, of course you can. We highly invited all the capable individuals or teams, whatever the format is. Just join us. And if you're alone, I guess that you're like very busy. You're doing teamwork by yourself. And if you need any help, just don't hesitate to contact us in any format, anyway. Telegram will be the most welcome. Our admin will be like, our admin is ready to hold your hand at any time. So If there's no more questions, I am ready to say goodbye to you. And again, I'm very appreciate for your joining this workshop with us. And I'm very happy to meet all of you guys. I'm looking forward to seeing your projects that deployed on Elf Midnight in the very near future. Again, for the latest updates on the primer workshops from Elf, please subscribe this channel, or you can simply email us at social@aelf.io or mention admin in Elf Telegram community. We'll be willing to answer any questions and we will support you in all the imaginable dimensions. And thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you for being with us. This is Chi. This is Ian. Yeah, it's very nice to see you. Bye, and we'll see you. No, sorry, not me. Ian, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.